Within the last hour, some urgent news into the newsroom. Right now, the city of New Orleans does not have adequate fire protection. That's according to the Firefighters Union. Joining me now to talk more about this concerning issue is the union president, Aaron Mishler. Aaron, good morning. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday. I know you'd probably be a ton of other places right now if we didn't have you come in and talking about this issue, but kind of give us an overview of what exactly is happening right now.
What's going on right now is we have multiple fire companies, the pumps that put out fires and ladder trucks that you see riding around the city. We have multiple units that are out of service at the moment due to staffing issues. We're in a little quagmire right now where they're being forced to order unqualified firefighters to act as operators, the ones who drive these pieces of equipment. Now, these pieces of equipment cost, upwards of $2 million. We have a shortage of fire equipment as it is. We have a shortage, especially of fire trucks. It takes 4 years once you order that truck to get in. So any adverse effects that happen to any of these units is a huge problem for the city. Right now, they're using unqualified firefighters to drive these units, not on a voluntary basis. They're being ordered to do it. We had an open forum with our superintendent, civil service, other aspects of the city government. We're in this open forum meeting where Chief Nelson assured us that it would be strictly on a voluntary basis. If you're not qualified to act in these positions, he would not force you to. We held that. Yesterday, they held strong to that. This morning, a letter was sent out to all members saying you will be ordered and you cannot disobey that order with charges of being disciplined if you did. The problem with that is these people are assuming all responsibilities of this apparatus, the care and upkeep of this apparatus, responding to calls on this apparatus, being cognizant of the public. You're taking all responsibilities, which could include your livelihood. You could be terminated. If anything happens with you behind the wheel, you could possibly be terminated. Up until this point, up until earlier this week, they were being paid to work out of class, to step up into these positions.
And the union was okay with that?
The union was okay with it as long as it was on a voluntary basis.
Right.
If you were comfortable enough to do it while you're being paid, taking on that responsibility, we left it up to you to make that decision. Now the decision's out of your hands, and the superintendent of fire, Roman Nelson, is ordering them to take their jobs into their own hands.
I'm glad you touched on some of the liability that comes with firefighters having to work out of rank, so to speak. Can you talk at all about what neighborhoods are being affected by this right now? Is it kind of a moving target? People are getting shifted around?
It is kind of rolling across the whole city right now where they can plug holes and move someone. If they can find someone who is qualified to move into a certain spot, they'll actually take a qualified driver, an operator, and move him to go in charge somewhere and then put someone in his position. It's a chess game right now where they're moving people around the city. Where they wouldn't have had to do that had they not stopped paying people to work out of class without the qualifications. Like I said, guys were volunteering for that when that was the fact. Now, since they changed that, guys are taking it into their own hands. That look, you're saddling me with all this responsibility without compensation, and they don't feel comfortable doing it.
Got it. All right. Aaron, thanks for coming in and explaining the issue to us. We have reached out to the city of New Orleans as well as NOFD to kind of get some of their insight on what exactly is happening with this. So thank you. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.